Hello, it's Diorama Don here once more with another exciting episode. A brand new project starting now. You have the benefit when you click on the thumbnail of what it's going to look like, what it looks like when it's finished. Unfortunately, I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, this is the engine of a train that I bought. It was part of a train set that I brought from China. It was only about £6 or £7 for the whole thing, with the track, the passenger cars, two engines, coal trucks, all sorts of things. Equivalent of about $7 or $8. It was so ridiculously cheap, I couldn't afford not to buy it. Anyway, I thought I would utilise it in a diorama somehow. I'll just give you a quick. See how fantastic that is. A load of rubbish, really. So I thought I'd utilise it in a diorama. So I had the idea of that being the base of the diorama, and this train, and coming out of a factory. So the factory would be something like that. Go up a little bit. So Germany, 1940s, early 40s. A train being serviced or remodeled, or some kind of work done onto the train, and just pulling out of the factory facility. So there would be a short platform of some kind here, and then another part of the factory just there, and then a factory wall, maybe with an arch over the top, but that's all in the future. So the problem I have is that I don't know what scale it is. It's not 1/35 scale, and it's not HO or 00 scale. So they just made their own size up. So given that there's a door in the back, I've measured the door, and given that that is the height of a human being in this world, I've had to cut the factory front accordingly. But it does mean, because it's not 1/35 scale, that the size of the bricks will be very, very, very small. So that's maybe going to be a problem, I'm not sure. So what I've done is I've made a jig. Move everything out of the way. I've made a jig where I can put this inside. It does fit in, it's just very, very tight. I won't force it in now, but that goes into the jig, and it sits 3 millimeters above these outside pieces here, so that when I make up my grout, the red brick grout, as I tamp it over with a ruler, which I haven't got, as I tamp that over the top there, it will naturally be a 3 millimeter deep thickness of grout. That will give me something to scribe into, to scribe the bricks. So the pieces I cut out will go in there to so it will be something like that, and then I'll pour the brick compound onto that. So I'll go ahead and do that and hope that that works out okay. The size of the bricks I've worked out are going to have to be about 3 millimeters by 6 millimeters, which is incredibly small. It's even smaller than 1/35 scale. And of course 00 scale, it's almost impossible. They're just minute. So I'll do that, and we'll see how we get on from there. Well, the idea of making those bricks as I as I explained in the last segment of this video, was an absolute disaster. It didn't work out at all, and I don't really understand why. So I had to rethink of a way of making the bricks, and the only way was to make my own and stick them on one at a time, which is what I did. So I stuck each brick on, and then just PVA straight onto cardboard, and then went over with a grey grout to fill in the spaces to be the mortar of the bricks, and then took off the surface with a damp sponge. So that's where we're at now. But I think that's as good an old brick finish as well, certainly as I'm going to get. Okay, so we've now got the front of our factory. I've made the windows, just put a piece of 1mm cardboard behind the window holes and mark round. That gives me the shape of the windows. Then whatever design of windows I want, so half moon at the top, and this kind of shape for the rest of the window. Paint it a dark brown colour, and I'll put a dark acetate on the back there, so when that sits in there, they will be the windows of my factory. So out of the ashes of a complete disaster, I think we're getting somewhere now. So there's our factory front on our diorama there. So now I need to make the rest of the building. There'll be columns either side. I won't do those in brick, they will just be concrete, mainly because it'll be a lot easier. But make the rest of the building, the rest of the factory, and then I can put some doors on the front. So I'll go ahead and finish off the building as it is, and we'll take it from there. So we've made a bit of a building of it now. Put the two columns either side, buttresses. I'll make those concrete looking as best I can. The roof is nice. Industrial roofs are easy to do. Just paint them grey. Much easier than tiles or slate or whatever. So that wasn't too bad. But the idea, I think, of this coming out at an angle is better as well. So this is my diorama base, 30 centimetres by 30 centimetres. And then the train coming out there, set back a bit, like so. And then a wall at an angle with an archway going across like that. Cobbled area, obviously, for the work area inside. And then something or other there, not quite sure yet. Won't be a big enough area for another building, but something industrial there. Not sure what, but that's how we are at the moment. So I'll carry on. The buttresses is just 2mm square tubing stuck on the side, and then 3mm cardboard for the tops. What do you call them? The coping stones. That's the word I was trying to think of. I had to stop the video for about 10 minutes while I thought of the word coping stone. There's age for you. 3mm card, and then just sanded on the edge, sandpapered on the edges to give a better a better representation of a coping stone. So I think that looks pretty good. And then all down the apex of the factory itself. Went over the brickwork with just a little bit of white dry brushing, just to bring out the textures of the brickwork, made it look a little bit better. So I will carry on. I'll make that concrete looking sides there, and think of something there, and a wall along the front there at an angle. So we'll be back presently. So we've done the buttresses either side. I think they're a little bit too light. I might darken them a little later. But that's the general finish of them. Just to show you that. Then the industrial area this side. Pringles. You know Pringles? Once you stop, you can't stop. Once you, something like that. So I just got a Pringles box. Tried to make it as rusty as I can. I'm not very good at that kind of thing, rust effect things. So that will sit at the back there somewhere. And then if you look on YouTube, on Google, and you type in old German factory, there's always some kind of chimney of some kind or other. There's always a chimney in there, so we put a chimney at that kind of angle at that, so that will cover that area. It's got to be finished off at the bottom there. Okay, so that's my idea of the industrial area. Along the front here, the wall along the front, this is all 2mm cardboard. I just made boxes of 2mm cardboard. One will go there, and another one there, and then again just 3/4 tubing of cardboard, very easily made. So they will go there and there, and these a little bit taller will go there, like so. So that will make the wall to the outside along there. Again, 3mm cardboard for coping stones. They will go along there. Well, you get the idea. They will go all along there to top off the wall. And whether I dare or not, I don't know. But I made this to go over the archway there. It will be the same as this concrete effect there, so it will be like a concrete swastika emblem there. So that will be my wall, something like that. Then the same bricks that I used, these are the bricks that I made, if you can just about see them, very, very tiny bricks. And I shall use those then to go all along that wall and the other wall there. And these end parapets, they will be a concrete effect as well. So we're getting very close to the end result now. Of course, the train line will go through there. So that's going to be basically the end result. So I'll carry on with my front wall, carry on bricking it, and finish this chimney off. And I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so here we are at the end of our quest. Everything's all assembled and finished now. Let's just lift that up a little tiny bit there. I made the front wall, again sticking the bricks on one at a time. That wasn't too bad, nice and easy there. A bit of a path in the front there. I did the cobbled area. I won't go into detail as to how I did that. I've done a couple of videos now on how to do cobbled streets. So if you did need to know, then it's all tile grout, that's all. Just lay an area of tile tile grout, let it dry for about half an hour, then you can mark out bricks or cobbled stones, or whatever you like. I had to do them particularly small because of the scale of the whole thing. So we've got that area there. This is where the factory will sit, and this is where the chimney and the storage unit will sit. Put a brick wall or cement wall all along each side, but I think the front turned out pretty well. It looks quite gnarled and used and weathered. Okay, so that's the base. There we go. There. The train. We've changed a cheap, horrible Chinese toy into Hitler's personal steam train. Not many people have done that. So we've got his train already coming out of the station there, so we'll put that there, and then I'll just move that back a little bit. I'll finish the factory itself, put a couple of doors on the front there, just lollipop sticks cut up, redid the buttresses, so they look a little bit more realistic now. But the brickwork, I think, is very good. Though I say it myself, it looks pretty good. So that will sit like so. So the train coming out of the service area. Then we've got the storage unit. I've made it rusty as best I can, but like I said, I'm not good on that score. So that goes there, and I did the base of the chimney as well in the same brickwork, so that will sit about there, and there we are. That's it. That's the finished diorama. Looks okay, looks pretty impressive, but the whole point is that it costs nothing to make. A few pieces of cardboard and a little bit of tile grout, a little bit of wall filler, very little paint. The only painting I've done is the green on the doors and the white brushing, what do you call it? What? I forget what you call it. Just a light brushing over with white paint over the top of the bricks and the coping stones and pavement. So hardly any paint at all, but I shall glue everything down now so it's all permanent, and that's it. So thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a go yourself. Don't spend lots of money on plastic kits, spraying kits, and God knows what. There's no need to spend, and don't get me started on 3D printers, for goodness sake. So all this can be done for next to no money at all, and it's a very, very cheap hobby to do. You don't need to spend a lot of money. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I've had my rant. So if you've if you've liked the video, please press subscribe. It all goes to adding to my subscription numbers. And I'll see you in the next video. And in the meantime, Happy modelling.